Okay.
All
For
right.
anyone that's diving in on this, I'm Katie. This is Lynn, my mom. We wrote a book together, Embracing Your Different Ability. It's amazing. Go check it out. The links will be below. We are doing extra bonus episodes. So, YouTube episodes and podcast episodes where we dive into more questions, deeper conversations than what the book is actually even providing. So, this is chapter 9, and all of the links will be in the description. So, you can go check all that out there and you can get the book as well. So, Mom, let's dive into chapter 9. This is all about me learning about working with my hands and how that's so huge for me and my beautiful, amazing dyslexic brain.
Gotcha. So you do talk a lot in the book and in other avenues about building things with your dad, which is really sweet, and especially the boxcar and the cruise ship. How did hands-on learning become an essential part of your educational experience?
It was like the biggest part. And once we learned that I learn differently, I have dyslexia, my brain just works differently, and learning that my dad, more than likely, of course, never got fully diagnosed or anything,
Right.
but definitely is also dyslexic.
Yeah.
Him, taking me under his wing, which again, he's always done that even before
Yeah.
I was diagnosed. I was the son he never had, and I'm the
Yeah.
oldest child, so it's like this is my little sidekick. Free
Yeah.
labor as well. So there's no such thing as child labor laws when my dad's working. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he does pay okay. But anyways,
Word.
yes, he pays the grandkids. Wait, he never paid us, but he
Oh,
paid the
yeah.
grandkids. Are
Yeah,
you
but it's
kidding
a
me?
different time, you know? I
Yeah,
mean,
whatever.
prices have gone up.
Okay, inflation. Well, I should get some back pay for that. But
Yeah.
anyways, so learning that, when I had to do a book talk in school, number one, I don't even want to read a book, period. But
Right.
reading a book and then having to do a poster or something like that, he was always like, "Want to build something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that." And so I built a boxcar for the boxcar children books. I built a a ship for the Boxcar Children books. We built a scarecrow for when we had to do scarecrows, not for a book talk, but everyone else was taking their parents' clothes and shoving all the like the straw in it. I built a metal, like welded a metal little scarecrow together. I'll add an image here. I'll have to go take an image from it's at Grandpa's house. So I'll add an image in here of my little scarecrow. But that was so important because I learned, and especially now looking back, when I was reading something, right? And then I went and actually like built something or used my hands, I'd retain that information a
Yeah.
little bit better. I could remember what I wanted to talk about the book because I built the boxcar and it reminded me, well, in the boxcar, they had four little hay spots that they would sleep on in the boxcar and then I made that. And then it reminded
Yeah.
me what I needed to talk about for my book talk. So that hand-eye coordination, learning, all of that is I'm really good at. We'll just say that. I'm very, very, very good at that. And I loved building and I loved being creative. I can visualize anything before it's made. And so can my dad. Now, Mom, you're trash at that. Okay.
I am, and I admit it,
She
fully
knows.
admit.
She knows. She's absolutely garbage at it. But that right there shows that everyone learns differently and we all do things differently. But working with my hands was such a big part of my educational experience in middle school and high school, but also in college.
Yeah.
Me going into being an interior designer, building things, welding in college, all the things. I love it. And it's something that I really cherish. And I'm really grateful that I had a dad with a cool brain like mine.
Right. And I will have you know, my inability to visualize was a huge help for you in interior design
Yes.
because you could understand when other people couldn't see what I couldn't see, and you would be able to help them visualize it by drawing it or putting it on a program or whatever.
I love that you're like hyping yourself up with that.
Of
Yes,
course,
please
I got
do.
to take some credit here. Come
Yes.
on, girl.
No, and that is absolutely true because when I was a designer full time and even when I was like learning about design, I would think about, well, my mom can't understand this. So how can I make this easier for people like my mom to understand it? And it made me a better designer. So
Yeah.
doing 3D models, walkthroughs.
1 point for mom.
Oh my God. Look at you, Mother of the Year award. You got it when I was
I
36.
finally got it. Wow, I'm 65 years old. I finally got it. Yay, me.
Woohoo! I'll get an award made for you.
Okay,
Good
please do.
freaking Lord. Okay, that is amazing.
Oh,
Don't even put it
dear.
past you because when you were Reverend Lynn for
Oh,
Krista's
Lord.
wedding, my mom takes these like awards and like titles very seriously. So, I will have to get an award made for you now. So,
Yes, please do.
we'll
Please
do
do.
it. We'll do it.
Okay. So, Katie, in this chapter, you mention how others focused on your struggles. How did you learn to advocate for yourself in situations where people didn't recognize your strengths?
Well, I would keep learning about my strengths and then honestly just showing people that
Yeah.
I'm really good at certain things. And it wasn't to show them to like prove, it was actually proving to myself as well. And so,
Yeah.
like, people may not believe in you or not believe in what you can do, and that can totally tear you down. But for me, I'm like, watch me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna prove to you like
Yeah.
I can do it. And so, and yes, it was a little proof to them, but really deep down, it was like, I'm gonna prove to myself that I can do this. And it's actually proof of this book because
Right.
I kept telling myself for years that I couldn't write this book because I'm dyslexic. Who do I think I am? You're crazy. You don't even like reading, writing, and spelling. How do you think you're gonna go write a whole book? And then January 1st, 2024, I told myself I was doing one new thing that year. And I decided it was going to be, I'm going to finally write that stinking book and prove to myself that I can do it.
Yeah.
And I did it. And then I
Yeah.
got to do it with my mom when I asked her to write 3 chapters because I didn't want to talk about her story. I wanted
Right.
her to talk about her story. So
Yeah.
look at me doing what you do, Mom. I just said her and I should have been talking to you.
Yeah, there you go,
See,
tasty
that
person.
disability comes from you. Totally comes from you.
Oh,
But
Lord.
I just like to prove to myself. And then like if someone like again, someone doesn't believe in me, I'm gonna go prove to myself that I can do it. But then at the same time, it shows them that I can do it as
Yeah,
well. But then I
exactly.
hope as well, not in such a negative way. I hope me showing or doing this stuff and talking about it shows people that they can do hard things too.
Right,
Because
right.
another reason why I actually decided to like take the leap was because I was listening to a podcast episode with Mel Robbins or her book, one of the two, because I've read all of her books. By read, I mean listened to. But she said somewhere, and I remember her saying this, that her son was diagnosed dyslexic, and she is too. And I'm like, Mel Robbins is dyslexic? And I love Mel Robbins. And I said, if she can write books and read her audio and she's dyslexic, so can I. And I
Yeah,
did it. So
yeah.
there.
Well, I know better. I've learned over the years never to challenge you to something because no matter what the challenge is, you will achieve it and likely go above and beyond it. So, I
Hmm.
mean, if it's something I wanted to challenge and I wanted to come out on top, I'd never challenge you.
Yeah, because I'd totally beat the crap out of you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
So,
you have used that to your advantage of like, bet you can't do that. And you
yeah.
just wanted me to do something.
Right.
So I guess it
How
worked.
come it didn't work when I said clean the bathroom? I bet you can't clean the bathroom. It still didn't
I'm
work.
not stupid, Mom.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
whatever.
not actually dumb. Like I know what you were doing.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah,
All
good one.
right. So moving on, how did your relationship with your dad influence your personal growth and your view on learning? And can you share more about that connection, about how that connection impacted your advocacy journey?
Well, first and foremost, my dad's the biggest pain in the butt because we're very similar. Okay. So I know
Yes.
I'm a big pain in the butt
Yes.
as well. But
Yes.
honestly, like it was like he would never say this, so I'm just gonna say it. But like he is one of the most creative, smart people I've ever met. Like truly.
I know. I know he
And
is.
he would never say that about himself, but he
No.
definitely is. And looking up to him in like what he can do or how he can figure it out is something that I do all the time. Now,
Yeah.
I'm very grateful that I married someone. Well, okay, hold on. I'm backing that up. I was going to say I'm very grateful I married someone that's kind of similar to my dad, but that's kind of no, because that's a big pain in the butt too. I am grateful that I married someone that is like my dad in the fact that he doesn't give up on something. He like, oh, you have a problem. I can figure that out. Like I can
Yeah.
fix that. I can whatever.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I can too, but I really like it when someone else does it for me.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to be the person that fixes
That's
all the
right.
things all the time and whatever.
Yeah.
So I am grateful for that. But I do know, like, I remember the first time I met, not the first time, I guess, but when my husband and I were just starting to date and he learned that I could weld, and I think he had to weld something on like a hay wagon or something. And he goes, as a joke, he kind of goes, well, you could probably weld better than me. Why don't you get up there and weld? I said, okay. And so I got up on the hay wagon, put the welding helmet, and I welded. And his dad comes by. He's like, what is happening? He's like, Katie's taking care of it. So that, like, I actually welded whatever they needed done on the hay wagon. And so I, like, looking up to dad and being like, wow, he can do anything. And he really,
Hmm.
really can. Whether
Yeah.
he says it or not, he can fix anything and he'll
Yeah.
figure it out. And if he doesn't want to do it, he'll hire someone to do it. And that's fine. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that as well because if he knows like I'm not the greatest at over here, I'll have someone else do that. I learned that from him as well. I
Yes.
like that.
Right.
But like even just having those moments with him in the shop and that's in middle school, high school, and even in college and after. The moments with him going down to Amish John's house and getting these really cool parts and pieces and building things together. Like that's all I just really cherish that. And I actually am more excited, which is crazy, but more excited to watch my niece and nephew do that with dad
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
because it brings back memories for me.
He in particular is an incredible teacher. He has patience. He explains things well. He explains why you're doing things. He really is a very good teacher. So you have the best of both worlds because he taught you, by showing you, but then explaining to you why you're doing this and why you don't want to do this and whatever. So,
Yeah, he is. I am a very good teacher the same way. I learned that when I was at Stout,
yeah. Yeah.
that in the same way of something that I'm really good at and I like to do and I'm
Yeah.
all that stuff. Now, when it comes to dad calling me to help him with his phone, different story. Different story. I'd rather run a marathon than to sit on the phone and try to explain to that man how to find another podcast episode. Like, I think
Well,
he's
it's
got it
not
down
so
now.
bad if you could explain it and he'd get it forever, but it's every time.
No, the
He
problem
doesn't
is, no,
retain
no, no,
it.
no. The problem is he's calling me. If I am there in person showing him like he would do to me, he
Yeah.
would remember it forever. But the
Yeah.
fact that I'm like, Dad, swipe up. What do you mean swipe up? Swipe the phone up. And I'm like, we made him get an iPhone so I could help him with his phone because
Yes. Yes.
the other nonsense phone that he was using a million years ago, I'm like, everyone's like, your dad has an iPhone? I'm like, yeah, he knows how to call and get on
And
podcasts.
receive. Yeah.
And that's it.
Get on podcast.
That's it. But
Yeah.
no, and I just have zero patience for that over the phone. Now, if it was
Yeah.
in
I
person
get
and I
it.
could show him, that's a whole different thing. But I just had to give him a little harassment here
Yeah.
on that
Of
because,
course. Of course. He
yeah,
would expect no less.
I know. But the other thing is, I think is really great. He is definitely a great teacher and very patient with that. And I see that actually in my husband as well, which I think is
Yeah.
really cool. Again, we're not patient with each other, which is really great. But
Yeah.
with like my niece and nephew or other things or when he's talking through things, it makes like my heart like so happy
Yeah.
to
I
watch
know.
that because
I
it's
know.
something that they like to do and they want to
Yeah.
help other people. But it
They love
reminds
to
me,
be in grandpa's shop.
yeah, and it reminds me of my childhood. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. So yeah. Well, thanks, Mom, for diving
Yeah.
into these questions. Again, down below, all the links for everything else, the podcast, the book, the audiobook, all the things will be down there. Thanks for diving into this chapter, and let's go dive into chapter 10 for real
Now
this
we
time.
can go to chapter 10.
Okay, great.
See you
Talk
then.
then. Hey, Mom, chapter 10. Nope, 9. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? I was so excited to say 10 and it's only 9.
Next time you can.
Okay, chapter 9. Yay!